everybody, thanks for joining me today. I'm Jackie and I create mosaics using sea glass. And today I'm going to talk to you about my technique that I use for creating a really dynamic sky in a landscape design. So this is the sea glass mosaic that I'm currently working on. It's a lighthouse, and I have the lighthouse finished and the grass and the sand below the lighthouse is done, and I've filled in the water below the horizon. So the only part that I have left to do is the sky. And I really like doing skies, and you can see in this piece I've left a lot of area for white. So I'm planning to fill in some clouds and some white for the sky. And to create a lot of interest in the sky, I use some different strategies for doing that. So today I wanted to give you a bit of a close-up. So let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do in this sky, I've set out some pottery pieces because I find that this sea pottery can be really interesting to make some clouds. I'm going to arrange these in a way so that they kind of look interesting. And I'd like a bigger cloud over on this side. Now I'm not going to glue my clouds in until I'm actually putting the pieces in around it, just in case I want to shift them around because I want 3 clouds, and so I'm going to have them I want them to be fairly well balanced. A larger one over here, one here, and one here. Now the other thing that I like to do when I'm doing skies is to have flowing lines. And I do find that the sky is much more interesting if I do a combination of white and aqua. So I have a bunch of aqua pieces here that I'm going to lay out to make sure that I get some flowing lines of aqua, like a strip of aqua up here as well. Now once I get that laid out, I feel like I'm going to have a pretty good balance now with the sky, with the clouds, and with these flowing lines. I call that a bit of a skeleton of a plan. Then what I will typically do is start in one corner, and here I got a corner piece that has a bit of a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to start from that, coming out with some flowing lines into the sky. So you can see how I'm trying to get the pieces to kind of fit together like a puzzle, but I'm also trying to get the flowing lines here. This is kind of interesting here too. Not only am I putting in some aqua, but I have a stone here that looks like a piece of glass. Just adds a little bit more interest. I find if I just put all the same tone of white in the sky, it can look a little flat. And I'm going for a really dynamic sky here, so I don't want it to be too flat. So I think I have things fit together there in the corner enough to start gluing, because I don't want to go too far before I start gluing them in place, because then they tend to slip out of place. One thing that I do find I have to be careful about when I'm creating a sky, when my main focal point, which is the lighthouse here, it has white in it. So I have to be careful to make sure that the white from the lighthouse doesn't blend with the white from the sky. So whenever I'm butting up some of the sky pieces with the lighthouse, I like to use some either different size pieces. You can see here I've gone with some really big white piece beside the top of the lighthouse. And down here I put some pieces for the cloud and some aqua pieces where the white comes out so that it doesn't blend. Something else I do to make a sky more interesting is to vary the size of the pieces. So you can see that here I've got some big pieces, and then they kind of go into small, back into big. Now I want this aqua flowing line to come here. So between these two, I'm going to put kind of a smaller strip, or a strip of smaller pieces. Just creates a bit more interest than if I have them all running around the same size. So you can see the flowing lines in the sky are really starting to take shape. So I'm just going to continue on here working away at my sky, and I'll show you my progress as I go along. So there's my last piece. I'm just putting that into place there, and I can poke around at the ones that haven't set yet. I do tend to work for a bit and then go away and take a break, so when I do that, the pieces that I've already glued in will have had a chance to set. So there, I finished my sky. So as you can see, the end result, I feel like it's quite dynamic because I have the clouds in here and I have some strips of aqua going through the sky, and it just makes the sky come more alive. So here's my finished lighthouse. So thanks for joining me today and learning about the techniques that I use for creating a dynamic sky in my seascape and landscape designs. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos. In my future videos, I plan to show you some more techniques that I use for creating sea glass mosaics and how to really make things work well. Until next time, happy sea glass hunting.